Hello everyone, welcome to week 4 of Mass Communication and Society. Last week we started looking at different theories of media effects, and we also looked at media profession, the media profession in our readings, things like media routines, and you were introduced to the concept of agenda setting in lecture, and other aspects of the media that imposes constraints on the content that you see. Right? And this is going along with the theme that the media doesn't really present us a transparent window on the world. There are real people making real choices about what you see and what you don't see in the media, and we have to keep that in mind as critical media scholars. This week, we're going to be looking at another facet of that distorted window on the world, a concept we call ideology. Right? And think about ideology as it's more of a useful concept than, say, the concept of bias, which I introduced in my introduction a couple of weeks ago. Bias is a very subjective term. It really depends on your perspective, your cultural perspective, your political or religious perspective, whether a media is biased or not. Bias is a very subjective term, which is why, as media scholars, we like to kind of step back and use the concept of ideology. Ideology is something that we can identify out in the real world. We can look at different ideologies and how they are represented in the mass media and what gets to represent the dominant ideology or just what we consider common sense. It's something that we can look at and analyze objectively. Okay, so again, look at the readings for this week before you look at the lecture and tackle the discussion board. Use concepts from your readings to answer the discussion for this week. It's a very open-ended discussion. There's really no right or wrong answers in there. So just make sure that you're not just conveying your opinion, that whatever your claims you're making, that you're backing up with resources from the course and from the readings. All right. Also do the same thing for your writing assignment this week, which is fairly self-explanatory. And please get back to me if you have any questions about the assignments for this week, about the paper. We can brainstorm ideas. I can be available for you. All right. You all have a wonderful week.